Honorable, you are welcome to Celeb Empire Africa, to the listeners and the viewers.
Yes, thank you, Celeb Empire Africa. I am Honorable Opio Richard, the District Representative for Ajali Sub-County in the Council of Agago District Local Government. I represent the people. From there, we collect their views as the representative. Of course, you know, with the issue of service delivery, you have to be on the forefront.
Yes.
For us, what we always do, we advocate, and our main focus always is based on service delivery. Thank you.
Okay, that's service delivery. Honorable, how do you balance, since you were elected, how do you balance your service delivery? That's, no, you could be monitoring, and then beside monitoring also you have your other assignment which takes you out of the council. How do you balance these two things, the council and your own personal business?
Anyway, thank you. For me, you know, the business of council, we are not full-time. Only the executives are always on the full-time basis.
Yes.
But for us, the floor councillors, we are not full-time. Of course, you know, with the current situation being part-time with the council, you have also to engage yourself with your side businesses. As for myself, always, after council, I come back to my businesses, which I always do. To run my own activities. Of course, you know, with the current situation, you don't have to base yourself fully on council businesses to carry out your family activities.
Now, Honorable, when you come to education, as you said earlier, how do you support our learners? Or else, how do you go far away from your area of Ajali, beside the, more like monitoring? How do you conduct these things? Do you monitor your area? Constituency? That's your constituency now, because you are also a member of parliament of that place.
Yes.
Because the council, the whole council, that's Aga's house. It's a big house. How do you help these people via monitoring?
Of course, you know, with the Local Government Act, it do empowers us to monitor the government implementation of the government services in your areas of jurisdiction. As for my cases in Ajali Sub-County. For me, always with the power embedded on me as the area council of Ajali Sub-County, I do monitor the education activities in Ajali Sub-County, specifically in schools. Government-aided schools which are up free. That one is Ajala Tede Primary School, Ajala Lajua Primary School, and Ladera Primary School. Amidst those government-aided schools, we also have parent schools. Of course, we have Kiteng Parents Primary School, and we also have Laching Primary School. That one is in Olik. And also, we have also like private schools. For instance, we have Mount Vernon, which is also supplementing on what the government is providing in the education sector.
Yes. Yes, because now with the structure of local government, they normally say we are going to monitor. What do you monitor, Honorable? Do you go and see the structures, or is it also you count the people who are in the class like enumerators? What do you normally monitor exactly, you councillors?
Of course, being a councillor, we don't normally count on the pupils or students in classrooms. We always monitor the implementation of government projects within these schools. For instance, we can monitor on the performance of pupils. That one is majorly on PLE results. We monitor on the projects which has been put in place. For instance, when you talk of the classrooms, talk of the latrines, talk of the water sources within the school jurisdiction. That is what we normally base ourselves on monitoring.
Do your schools there have enough desk?
Not actually. For instance, a case in point is Ajala Lajua Primary School, which has over 1,400 pupils, but having only 55 desks in the school. So you can imagine the ratio of the pupils, the number of pupils to the number of desks, which also needs a lot. Ajala Lajua being overpopulated school in Ajala Sub-County, having over 1,400 pupils. Imagine having only 55 desks. That is a very great challenge which the government has to come in. For instance, Agago District Local Government, which in my report, I also captured that in a report which I submitted to the office of the DEO, even the line secretary.
Honorable, another thing, Your school there, we are very soon not even announcing the open defecation free. There's one school in your area, that's Ladere. They are sharing, the pupils are sharing with the teachers. What have you done as a leader?
Thank you. As a leader, I always advocate for that. As a leader, I've ever been to that school several times. I've even written my report on the status of the latrine of that school. Let me inform you that in that school, we are having only one block of latrine of 3 stands, of which 3 stands is being shared by pupils, both boys and girls, and even teachers. So what they're doing, teachers are using one room, 1 stand, pupils, both boys and girls, they are using 2 stands. But on some occasions, you find collision there. Because, for instance, the lower classes of P1, P2, P3, you may find them, they are entering the side of teachers. And at some points, they may even open the door when teachers, they are still utilizing them.
Yeah, because their problem, they like frequenting.
Yes.
When they have enough food stuff from home, they like frequenting.
Exactly.
Now, like with the latrine, you have done your part. You have given up report to the authorities. Now, what would have been done to you as you yourself? What would have been done best to make at least we stand very well on this point of sharing? What should have been done?
Of course, with the school, the structure of the schools, pupils, each, like for instance, boys, they should have been having their own stand. Teachers, they should have been having their own stands, or even girls. So, in my view, and that is what is there, it should be pupils, boys, they should be having their stands, of which they should at least 4 stands. Even girls, they should also be having 4 stands. Even teachers, because you find this scenario where pupils, teachers, they are sharing the same stand. That one, it has become now a place of inconvenience. Yet, latrine, toilet should be a place of very, very convenience. That is the only place where you should be very convenient and comfortable when utilizing the facility.
But Honorable, there's something also which is very funny, because as councillors, I normally just see you say you are monitoring, but the attendance books are signed. The results which come out from the monitoring, some of them, like performance of learners, is not improving. What can we do to improve the performance of learners? Like, you look at the entire region. You look at the Acholi region, Lango region, and the West Nile, even our brothers from Karamoja region. The performance of all these places differs from the one of our capital city, Kampala. What do you think is the cause of these failures, mostly? Because poor, they perform not all that to the standard compared to others. What could be now letting us down?
There are many factors which always are making us to perform poorly. One of which is the issue of thematic. Thematic, for instance, in Agago, they have embraced it fully. But you find in Kampala, you rarely see them embracing thematic. For instance, if you check a school like, let me put a case point in my area, like Ladera. Ladera, you find a child P1, P2, P3, they are learning in the local language, of which when they reach P4, they are now introduced to English. Now, if you check like a school in Kampala, they start from P1 up to P7, all in English. So you find that when a child reaches P2, he can read the question paper, fully understand and write exactly the answer. But you come to Ladera, a child who has been introduced to English in P4 cannot read and write, cannot actually understand the question paper. You find that teachers, they are the one trying to read for the pupils. So that one, the issue of thematic also is contributing too much to the issue of poor performance. Now, when we talk of the issue of UPE, UPE started way back in 1997. The enrollment went up, right? But the policy under UPE is not all that very good. For instance, the issue of automatic promotion. It used not to be there. But from here, you find that even if a child has failed, he's promoted automatically to the next class. How sure are you that the child will perform better in P7? You find the result is coming poorly. If you could flash back on the issue I talked about, the issue of infrastructure,
Yes.
talked of the desk. A case in point is a Jalajwa where they're having only 55 desks.
Mm.
You find that students, the pupils can be over 70 and they need to sit on each on the desk.
That's the cause congestion.
Yes. Not to go very far, way back, the pupils of Ajala Nyena Primary School, they sat on the mat to sit for their PLA.
Wow.
How sure are you? Somebody writing on the laps and somebody in Kampala writing on the desk. The speed of that one writing on the laps and the other one writing on the desk. So via the speed, the other one may catch up with the time, but this one, the time can beat him or her. So that one can lead to failure.
And then I'm told that this area is mostly affected by network problem because, with the e-learning now, everything now there's e-commerce and then also there's e-learning. Now everything now they're digitalizing it. Now, is it true that most of these areas in up countries, like in northern, let me say up countries like here in Acholi, they are more affected by network problem because if you open up your internet, also you're affected because you need to do a lot of research. You're affected. Is it true that some areas are affected within the Acholi region?
It is very right. Not going very far. Within Ajali sub-county, there is a corridor ranging from Ladera, where the schools are concentrated in that corridor. Ladera, Ajala heading to Lajua. Going eastward to Lerakatol. The network there is very, very poor. Even from now, you can witness, if I make a call there, it rarely goes through. So there is a network problem. I think that one do affect the e-learning very much. Even during this time of census, when they started, the network was disturbing them so much. So it affected their performance in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
So the network here is very poor. And I do urge the government to support us via Uganda Communication Network. They should support us with the issue of network raising enough boosters, like for MTN, Airtel, UTL, to support us via the network.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we come now, apart now, I know you monitor also roads.
Yes.
And then other services also you monitor. But with the road fund, is your sub-county well satisfied with the road fund they get? I know maybe you are getting huge. This time I heard others are getting 2 million, other sub-county and town council. The whole town council getting 2 million. Is it true that your sub-county is performing also well?
Yeah, thank you. In fact, you brought a very nice question. My sub-county, Ajale, was just recently carved out from Lokale sub-county. As we talk now, Ajale sub-county is not receiving Uganda road fund. It is the mother sub-county of Lokale. So we raised this issue in our council meeting. So what they told us is the 10 newly created administrative units, they are not yet enrolled to receive Uganda road fund. But if you can see from the whole district, you find the whole district of Agago is receiving only like 154 millions. Now, how can it support the whole roads of the district roads?
And how many sub-counties do you have in the district? Which share that amount?
We have 19 sub-counties. 19 sub-counties, the mother sub-counties, there are 13. And the mother town councils, there are 3. So from these mother sub-counties, they are the only one receiving Uganda road fund. And the 9 newly created administrative units, they are not receiving Uganda road fund.
Now it means you have 26 administrative units.
Yes, we have 26 administrative.
The newly and the mother one.
Yes. So you see, you can now see how they are sharing the money.
Okay. Now, Honorable, you can greet your people at last now. You can just say your last word.
Anyway, thank you, Celeb Empire Africa, for your initiative. Of course, I know what you are doing is just to advocate and improve on the service delivery in Uganda. I greet my people out there. What we should do, and my fellow politicians, for instance, a case of my point is the issue of district councillors. We should embrace the issue of service delivery, not only concentrating in your area, because I know we sit in various sectors and committees. So in that committee you sit and you should also advocate for where the service delivery is not all that very good. A case in point is the issue of water, which we did not talk about. Water in my sub-county, it is one of the least. For instance, it is only 53%, if you can compare with others. But I'm glad LWF are not supporting other sub-counties. So that one, I think, thanks to our minister. Because, you know, when you have somebody up, they can also advocate for you.
Yeah.
So I do thank minister also for advocating and also making LWF to come into our sub-county, our district, to supplement on what local government of Agago cannot reach.
Okay.
So I do thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Have a nice time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, viewers, this has been one of our councillor, that's over Jali. I said bye-bye. I've been Frank. Now someone the moderator. We meet next time.